Lu Wuji rushes through the mountains to save his disciple, who has been kidnapped. He sees his disciples chained on a pillar. Lu Wuji gets furious and kills everyone in his way. His disciple calls out to him. He gets near triggering a trap. His disciple laughs as he falls. His disciple asks him to pass on his legacy to her. She laughs at him for falling into a trap. She wants him to hand over the emperor's scripture to her. Lu Wuji realizes that she was just tricking him. He resists and breaks free of the trap. An attack from behind comes and weakens him. Two more acquaintances have also betrayed him. He coughs up blood and kneels. His disciple is happy to see her helpless master. Because he is not handing over the emperor's scripture, she plans to torture him to death. Lu Wuji laughs and covers himself with the hidden protection of the emperor's scripture. He gathers his remaining strength and uses a self-destruction technique, blowing up everything in the world. Later, Lu Wuji opens his eyes and wonders why he is alive. He realizes that he was reincarnated. He lost his cultivation, but he still got the emperor's scripture. He returns to Earth while he is still 20 years old. He plans out his next actions to increase his cultivation, find godly seeds, and rule over Earth. He looks forward to seeing his disciple again. Lu Chen got a call from his girlfriend, Zhang Xiaoman, and she told him that he'd be fetched to the station. Lu Chen remembers that he has a debt to settle with her. He looked to his side and laughed. Yi Shuang gets mad and asks what's wrong with the painting they have. The Yi Zhengshan asks Yi Shuang not to be rude and asks Lu Chen if he noticed anything. He claims that it is fake. Yi Zhengshan tells him that experts have checked the painting, but Lu Chen still claims that it is fake. Yi Shuang gets mad and punches him, but he blocks with tea fortification. Yi Zhengshan tells Yi Shuang to stand down and apologizes to Lu Chen. Anyone who can use key fortification is respected as a Grand Master. If they insult Lu Chen further, it will take a second to kill them. He reprimanded his granddaughter, and she apologized to Lu Chen. Yi Zhengshan then respectfully talks to Lu Chen and asks him to show proof that the painting is fake. Lu Chen rips 3 pieces from it and asks the two what is the difference between the ink marks of the 3. They see nothing. Lu Chen then describes it, and Yi Zhengshan realizes that it was printed with an inkjet printer. Yi Zhengshan asks a subordinate to take away the painting, and he recognizes Lu Chen's skills. Lu Chen notices the box, and Yi Zhengshan is willing to give it to him. He notices that Yi Zhengshan is buttering him up. Lu Chen accepts it, but he mentions that he doesn't want to be in debt to others. The old man asks him to take his granddaughter as his disciple. Yi Shuang shouts and Lu Chen notices her resemblance to the disciple who betrayed him. Lu Chen strongly rejects Yi Zhengshan's request. Yi Zhengshan implies that Lu Chen promised. He then asks her to call him teacher instead of master. Yi Shuang greets her teacher, and Lu Chen kind of regrets it. The train arrives at the station, and the two remind him to get in touch with them. Yi Shuang asks her grandfather why he is acting like that in front of Lu Chen despite having a high status. He tells her that they are building connections. He reminds her about Lin Holong, a man who wiped out an entire group of armed forces and is renowned as the Grand Master of martial arts. He claims that Lu Chen's strength is superior to Lin Holong's. He orders her to win his favor. Lu Chen arrives on the streets of Tongzhou and recalls a bitter memory of the past. He meets up with Xiaoman and her mother. She asks him to greet her mother. They get in the car, and Xiaoman notices something has changed with Lu Chen. While driving, Xiaoman's mom dreams of retiring in Tianqin Bay. She continues to talk about riches on purpose while looking at Lu Chen. Xiaoman receives a call but declines it, showing it is from another man. Lu Chen greets Xiaoman's father, and Xiaoman's mother angrily tells him to prepare the food. She badmouths both her husband and Lu Chen, implying that he is not that great for Xiaoman. Just then, the doorbell rang, and Chen Chao came to ask Xiaoman out. She tries to drive him away, but her mother notices him. He gives Xiaoman's mother with luxury. Chen Chao then notices Lu Chen exuding a strong aura. Xiaoman's mother introduces him as a jobless country boy. Chen Chao tries to introduce himself to Lu Chen, but he gets ignored. He offers Lu Chen to work in his company, and Xiaoman's mother acts proud of it, making Lu Chen feels little. Lu Chen just smiles and lets out a technique that went to attach to Chen Chao's back. Xiaoman explains to Lu Chen that there is nothing between her and Chen Chao. She noticed that it was not the usual Lu Chen. She cries and tells him about Chen Chao's richness. She mentions that Lu Chen should also be able to buy a house. She mentions Lu Chen's father and a factory. She entices him to use it for a mortgage loan. Lu Chen recalls the time when he got the loan money, and Xiaoman betrays him in the future. Inside the house, Xiaoman's mother and Chen Chao talk badly about Lu Chen. Chen Chao suddenly felt something wrong in his stomach while Mrs. Zhang was flexing her perfumes. Chen Chao farted a bomb, and Mrs. Zhang puked and fainted. Xiaoman notices the noise and discovers a smelly Chen Chao. Lu Chen looked down at him and made him slip. Chen Chao runs away and Lu Chen claims that it is just the start. Later, Xiaoman still tries to coerce him. Lu Chen goes out, reading a message from his disciple. That night, Yi Shuang fetches him in a sports car. They arrive at a high-class hotel, and she gives Lu Chen his room card, car key, and a contract. The contract shows that he will get stock ownership and a company. Her grandfather offers these as her learning fees. Lu Chen notices that the company is Xiaoman's workplace. He accepts it and Yi Shuang scrams away. As he is going to enter his room, he hears voices inside. He busts open the door and sees a man assaulting a girl. The man confronts Lu Chen, but he ignores him and Lu Chen sits on the chair. The man warns him he will beat him up, and the girl signals Lu Chen to go out. Lu Chen smokes, enraging the man who grabbed the bottle. The girl stops the man but gets from his side. Lu Chen grabs his neck and lifts him. The man warns him once more, but Lu Chen looked ominous. Lu Chen burns the man to nothing, and he immediately dissipates the fire. Later, the girl wakes up in the bathtub, and Lu Chen tells him to shut up. Lu Chen explains to her that she got drugged and she has 15 minutes to go out. The girl finishes her bath and wonders how Lu Chen beat the man. Lu Chen exclaims that she went over time. She doesn't have clothes and is worried that Lu Chen will kick out a beauty like her. She asks to borrow his phone, and Lu Chen tells her to stay in the guest room and throws his phone at her. She is somehow attracted to Lu Chen, except for his attitude. Lu Chen unpacks his things and confirms that there are seeds in the box. These seeds are soul imprints of fallen ancient gods and can awaken a person to the divine realm stage. If properly refined, it can give you heaven's eye, which can see through anything. The emperor's scripture is not enough, and he needs the seeds to reawaken his cultivation. Just then, the girl enters the room, acting scared, and asks to change rooms with him. Lu Chen sees through her acts. She has left herself no other choice but to seduce him. The girl creeps closer to Lu Chen, and as a guy he reacts. Lu Chen is frustrated with how troublesome a mortal's body is. The girl acts strong, and Lu Chen gives up. She thought Lu Chen would sleep in the other room, but he returns with a hairdryer. He tells her to dry her hair and immediately goes to sleep. This was not the girl's expected outcome, and Lu Chen is seen blushing. Morning comes and the girl is gone. Lu Chen discovers her notes with her contact and finds them interesting. Lu Chen sees the contract and decides to go to Tongzhou Media. Lu Chen signs the papers, and he is officially the president of the company now. Xiaowen calls him not to be late for the job she recommended to him. Lu Chen tells her that he'll be there. Her colleague asks if her boyfriend is rich, but another colleague, Xingxin, describes Lu Chen as a poor country bumpkin. As Xiaoman feels embarrassed, Lu Chen appears. Xiaoman's colleagues criticize Lu Chen's appearance. Just then, their department manager appears, brags about his accomplishments, and announces that he will treat everyone equally. Zhang Hai introduces himself and acts hostile toward him. To embarrass Lu Chen, Zhang Hai gives him the difficult task of closing a deal with a demanding client by finding a celebrity for them. Lu Chen thinks it is a good way to earn some pocket money. Lu Chen tells them to leave it to him. They talk and look at him with doubt, and Zhang Hai tells him to bring candidates before lunch. But Lu Chen tells him that he can call the celebrity to come now. Everyone laughs at Lu Chen, and it embarrasses Xiaoman. Lu Chen calls someone, and Xiaoman flips out at him and walks away. Zhang Hai went outside and chatted with a guard about Lu Chen. Zhang Hai laughs at Lu Chen. Just then, a car arrives, and a familiar figure is driving it. It is Lan Bayer. Back in the office, Xiaoman scolds Lu Chen for ruining her reputation. Downstairs, people freak out upon seeing Lan Bayer. Zhang Hai and Xingxin are sweating hard and think that it is just a coincidence. Lan Bayer enters the office and immediately approaches Lu Chen. Xiaoman is surprised. Lu Chen asks her to go through the contract. Lan Bayer sees this as an opportunity to get closer to him. Lan Bayer starts flirting with him, making Xiaoman surprised. Lan Bayer accepts the endorsement, and Lu Chen asks for the price. She asks Lu Chen to have a meal with her instead. After that, land buyer drives away, swearing that Lu Chen will be hers. Different employees now want to be part of Lu Chen's project. Zhang Hai can't believe what just happened, and he starts to think of ways to get revenge on Lu Chen. That night, Zhang Hai invited everyone to a fancy dinner. Zhang Hai's acquaintance, Wang Kai, comes and Zhang Hai asks him to take care of Lu Chen. Wang Kai approaches him, and Lu Chen acts like he doesn't know him. During dinner, Xiaoman asks Lu Chen how he got to know land buyer, but Lu Chen refuses to tell her. Meanwhile, Zhang Hai and Wang Kai plan something. They later went to the casino, and they showed how they had money to bet. They embarrass Lu Chen in front of Xiaoman. Lu Chen warns Xiaoman, but she just goes away. Xiaoman plays and keeps getting jackpots. Other employees warn him about Lao Li playing with Xiaoman and the others. They let you win to bait you. After some time, they kept losing to the experienced gambler. Wang Kai creates a ruckus, and security led by Dao chases him away. Wang Kai is beaten down by Dao. Dao claims that this place is the only uncorrupt casino in Tongzhou. Dao tells them to win back what they lost, and he will lend them money with 300% interest. The others are scared of Dao's coercion, but Lu Chen asked him for 100,000 yuan. Xiaoman and the others are worried, but Lu Chen assures them that he'll win all the money back. The game starts, and Lu Chen immediately bets all in without looking at the cards. Bo and the gambler laugh, but Lu Chen wins the game. They played a few more rounds, and Lu Chen was able to win everything back. Dao is surprised at what is happening. Suddenly, Hong Bo appears. Hong Bo is known as Tongzhou's underground boss. Except Lu Chen, he issues the order to clear the area. Tongzhou media employees are chased out and wish Lu Chen luck. Hong Bo asks Lu Chen about his card skills. He asks Lu Chen to join him as his underling or leave his hands. No one, says Lu Chen, can tell him what to do. Hong Bo orders Dao to attack Lu Chen, but Lu Chen instantly moves behind him and sends Dao flying. Hong Bo orders the others to attack altogether. Hong Bo tries to call someone but later notices that he is the only one left. The call connects and Lu Chen tells him to take his time. In another place, Yi Shuang is on the call. She orders everyone to see Hong Bo. Hong Bo warns Lu Chen that he will be defeated. While waiting, Lu Chen suggests torturing him. Yi Shuang's group arrives and discovers the scattered bodies and a bloody Hong Bo. Yi Shuang is surprised to see her master. Hong Bo tattles on Lu Chen, but Yi Shuang slaps Hong Bo. She apologizes to Lu Chen. She also explains that Lu Chen is the honored guest of the Yi family. Hong Bo kneels and apologizes. Lu Chen asks her to take care of this matter and leaves. His disciple chases after him and gives him an invitation to Tongzhou's auction. She informs him that the auction is where they got the wooden box before. Lu Chen realizes their intentions. Hong Bo discusses this with his henchman and decides to present a gift to Lu Chen. Is this the start of Lu Chen taking over Tongzhou? If you want a part 2 of this manhwa, comment down below and make sure to like this video and subscribe. Until next time.